Right. All right. Hey guys, welcome back for another exciting episode of Yomo. This is the Year of Magical Learning podcast. And today we have Reflection 346. And it's a brand new book. And I don't know what the book is, but I guess it's one of
uh,
these I guess 366, not
it's
365, 366.
well, it's yeah. Well, there's leap year, right? So you gotta have that
Wow.
extra one for the years when there is a leap year.
You get another book in the year.
That's true. So this is the book of the day today is The Daily Stoic. It's 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman.
So I
Ryan
would I
Holiday,
would expect you have 366 reflections on this one.
I do. In my
366
in my in,
reflections.
in my in my personal journal, I do. Like this is
No, I'm talking about Yomo. Because you know how you have like five reflections
yeah,
for
yeah. I mean, it's kind
thinking
of like
fast and slow. So
yeah.
this one, I would expect 366 reflections coming out of this book.
It actually does have 360. I didn't turn them into. I condensed all that down into one post. Because every single day, in the morning, I read my, the
So it's a big picture.
trusting God. Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
big. This is a big picture overview condensed down of this particular one book, right?
Hmm.
So I'll get to it here. So this is it's a 366-day reflection book with just a quick little,
So
I'll show it to you.
do
Right
you
here.
skip this 366 reflection on a non-leap year?
It's a good question. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I just follow the dates on here, so it'll say like June 1st, right? So I guess if it's not June, if it's not
If
February
that
29th,
February 29th, you skip that one, right?
I guess so. Now that you're saying that, I wonder what is February 29th on here.
So you never read February 29th because it hasn't been leap year yet.
Yeah, no, there's February 29th right here.
Right, but you haven't read it.
No, I guess I didn't read that one. So I did 365. Because yeah, or when was last leap year? Do you know?
uh,
I don't know actually.
it's gonna be this year, right?
This year's leap year?
Yep.
Let's check.
This year it's every 4 years. So
Oh
2020
yeah,
is
yeah.
leap year.
There's a 29th this year. What do you know?
So
All right.
so did you finish the book, or you gonna
Well, you know
read
what? On
February
February
29th?
29th, I will read this for just to 100% finish the book, I guess, then, complete the challenge here.
So this
Uh
book, it takes you 4 years to finish.
yes, right. Yeah. Once every 4 years I get to do. So these books are like a daily devotional, right? We've
Hmm.
done them before with the Live in Grace, Walk in Love, the Bob Goff book. That
Hmm.
was a 366-day reflective journal each morning where, they'll give like a little this particular one is they'll have like a little stoic quote from like Marcus Aurelius, or this one is from Epictetus's Discourses or something like that. So
Hmm.
they have like a little quote from like a stoic author, and then Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman will write their thoughts on it and put like a title to it. Very similar to what we're doing with Yomo, right? This is the Yomo is kind of in this vein, right? Of
Hmm.
hey, here's the
Hmm.
book, here's a reflection
But we
from
have
it.
365.
We have
Uh,
365. We
just to
don't
be
give a
clear,
shit about leap year. Like, fuck leap year, uh,
when February 29th comes, you guys, what you gotta do is take a
you're
fucking
lost.
holiday.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Make your own reflection on February 29th. Actually, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll put it in there like,
Stop
February 29th.
and smell the roses
Yeah,
on
chill
February
out.
29th.
Well,
Chill out.
well, the present is all we possess. That's a good transition into the reflection of this one, right? So on with the reflection. So the title of this one is The Present is All We Possess. So the day that I was writing this was March 16th of 2023. So we're at January 10th of
Hmm.
2024 now. So this is, close to about a year ago. And uh, as anybody that knows my life or has followed this journey, the Amelia was born on March 15th of 2020. So her third birthday was March 15th of 2023. And the reason why we finished this book and wrote this reflection on that day was because that was when the original first journal started, right?
Hmm.
So trusting God day by day, this book right here was given to us, my wife and I, in that on our third day in the NICU, after Amelia had been born, they came by, they dropped it off, they left a little note in the a little personalized note to us, and they were like, "Hey, this is a that says not every single day always feels super relevant, but this book really helped Nick and I, her husband and him, and her find strength and faith in both each other and God when our world felt very dark and uncertain. We're praying for the health of your little family and hope this book can fortify you in the weeks to come. Love, Ashley and Nick." Right. So this book, I've never been somebody that's been like super spiritual, devotional, or reading these kind of things. I don't know why. So we felt like as I was journaling every day, and I was sitting next to Amelia in the NICU. I don't know. I don't know if it was just one of those things where you're in crisis and you're just looking for help and guidance any way you can. I cracked open this book and wrote a reflection, and I wrote it to Amelia each day while I was sitting next to her, based off of this book. And it got so much so that my wife and we would take like little pictures of it each day, and we'd send it to the other person so they could, if they weren't there at the NICU, this was in the NICU with us, and if they weren't there, they could take a picture and send it to the other person so they could, read something and get something to reflect about during the day. And this is just the way that we started off our day. And I started, when I was journaling to Amelia, I would read this and write down my thoughts, and it was a way for me to get my thoughts kind of together and do something with Amelia while I was in the room. And then, I would journal the rest of the day about all the things that were going on in her life and what we were experiencing. Well, after she passed away, this had become a bit of a habit, and I enjoyed the process. And I thought, I'll keep going with it, right? Because I was still journaling to Amelia, and I promised her I would keep trying to write, to her, after she passed away, and at least until her due date, which was July 13th, and she'd passed away in April. So I wanted to keep journaling to her. So I started reading this book every day still, and kept writing reflections. And before I knew it, 365 days later, this was a habit that Amelia and I were doing every single day, and we were finding ways to connect with each other, and it became a part of our Living for Two process. Well, when that book ended, the next year, I didn't know what to do, honestly. So March 15th of 2021 rolls around, and I read my last, day, trusting God day by day reflection, and write my last, reflective journal. And honestly, I'd been searching for a while. I was like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to reread the same book again? Am I going to do whatever? I don't know. I was like, but I want to keep going on with this habit, because it was something that, had become a really, really important way for Amelia and I to connect every single day, and to journal our thoughts and our notes and all that good stuff, right? So my wife, actually, I shared this story back with the Bob Goff Living for Two book, or Trusting God, Live in Grace, Walk in Love. So I didn't know what to do. My wife probably got me the best gift she's ever got me. One day I went downstairs or whatever after just writing in the morning, and she had left this as a gift for me of a it's actually over there on the bookshelf. It was Trusting God Day by Day. It's Bob Goff's 366 day reflective journal. She had known how much I'd enjoyed Bob Goff's book. I'd read Love Does by that point in time, and she found this and went researched it and sent it to me, and was like, hey, try this if you want to, keep writing and doing your, morning reflection stuff. And I was with, she didn't know if I was doing this with Amelia, but for me, it was very personal. And I was like, oh my God, that's like one of the best gifts I've ever gotten in my life. So I did the next year from 2021 to 2022, the end of 2022, we did Live with Grace and Walk in Love with Bob Goff every single morning. So we'd read his reflection, which were great. His were more whimsical stories, but like always really good messages. And we could take that as just an idea and a thought, and then, start to talk to each other about it, and then dialogue would continue from there. And we would that's how we write every morning. Well, year 3 rolls around. We finished Bob Goff's book, and we were, we had been exploring a lot of books over the past few years up until that point in time, of a lot of Stoicism and a lot of Stoic thoughts and philosophers. And there was something just really intriguing about this particular book, and I was like, hey, this could be something to be interesting to discuss, right? So that's how the Daily Stoic happened, right? So we finished our 366 days, 365 days of that reflective journal, and it was a good experience. So I wrote in here, what did I learn from this book? And who cares is what I wrote. Like it's irrelevant, right? Because I don't do these things, and Amelia and I don't do these things to necessarily learn something. This is a part of us staying connected every single day and sharing thoughts and just having a conversation. It's just something to talk about in the morning with my daughter, right? Like I don't know that I ever remember anything from that Ryan has written in this book or anything that Bob Goff wrote or anything that Joyce Meyer wrote in her other book. There's very few things that I immediately recall from their reflections every single day that I've latched onto. Uh, Joyce's, I would say the first one that comes to mind is Do It Afraid. Bob, he's just whimsical dude. I feel like his is just love. Like, love does is really when I think of Bob Goff, I think of love does, love in action, right? Like just cake pops and helping people and that's like Bob Goff, right? But I can't think of a specific reflection for Bob Goff. So same thing with like Daily Stoic, right? I don't think of a specific reflection from any of these things or anything that I specifically learned. It was interesting to explore it. It was always good to have a new thought to explore. But really, this is about a conversation between Amelia and I every single day, and that's what really matters to me. That's what Living for Two is, and that's what the part of this process is. So it just so happened to be the last day on March 15th of 2023. The last reflection that we read on that particular day was this one with this really good quote in it that I really liked. It was said, there's a saying attributed to Bill Keane, the cartoonist, worth remembering. Yesterday is the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. And that was something that was a great reminder for me and what I wanted to express in this reflection of the gift is every single day of just being able to connect with my daughter and spending time with her. And honestly, then you think about, as I was reading that reflection before we hopped on this chat, made me think about our conversations. Like this is always a gift, every single time we get an opportunity to have a Yomo, like it's in the present, it's a gift, and it really is. I mean, I look forward to it. I know you do. I know we've always, it's just one of those things where you don't know how many more you're gonna get. Like, I mean, hell, we had like 2.5 weeks off from this, and I was like, man, a part of me wanted to, I don't know, like I'm sure you didn't think about this, but a part of me was going, are we gonna stall out on 340 fucking five? Are we not gonna finish this 365? I mean, because I could, it's so easy to get out of habit, right? And to fall apart a little bit. So it makes me even cherish these even more. And this is a good reminder with this reflection to say, like, the present is a gift. That's what they call it, the present. And have fun and enjoy what you do and to do it for the right reasons. So, question. Yeah, I'll turn it over to you. Love to get your thoughts.
So I guess my question for you is, before you get onto this, this connections, this meeting, online meeting, what's your goal?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Just have a conversation.
Exactly. It's not like, oh, I want to learn something. Oh, there is no goal. And to me, this is exactly what you're saying is the present's all you got. And the present, it is something that is a gift, right? And it doesn't matter what it is that you going to learn or get out from it. It's not about what you get from. Just like in life, like what's the purpose of life, right? If I ask people what is the purpose of life, people say, well, to be like really really like
ridiculously good looking.
I'm going to put a dent in the universe, right? So these people have said, oh, I want to be cool. I say I'm gonna put a dent in the universe. But to me, I say, well, the thing is, people say, life isn't a destination; it's a journey. So same thing with what I'm saying is, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life isn't to do things like, hey, put it in the universe or become this stoic person or become a monk or whatever. To me, the purpose in life, as per me, as per truth, it is to enjoy life. And to enjoy life, you have to be in the present. You cannot be in the past because you can't enjoy it. You cannot be in the future. So to me, 95% of all misery comes from people not living in the present. Most of the time, you and I in the present, it is a very comfortable place. unless you're sick, unless you whatever, you're enduring something. But most of the time, right, we are pretty comfortable. And if we only take the moment to stay in the present, then you don't have that much misery.
Yeah,
But people
I
do
agree.
is they dwell on the past. So in the comfort of your air conditioned room, your cushy chairs, your comfy blankets, or your breezy beach vacation, you think about the future. Hey, the work's coming, and
Yeah,
talking
I
about the
know.
bills coming. So in the present of
It's so true.
comfort,
Yeah.
you um you
You
self-inflict yourself
you
with
dream up misery. I mean, it's what you do.
right.
You invent misery in your mind. I mean, you're what you're saying is like ringing so um hitting it hard and true right now for me in the present
Uh-huh.
because all the things that I'm going through right now with trying to get this pickleball facility launched, like I mean, every single day I mean, I should be enjoying the hell out of all this, and I am. Don't get me wrong. Like but I have to stop myself to stay in the present. Everything is fine right now. Like, is this going to be a success in the future? I don't fucking know. I don't know why I should
But
even
my
care.
point is, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
it's
It
right. I'm
doesn't
having
matter
fun.
because the
Like
thing is, if you say
cool.
my
I know why
life
I'm
goal
doing it.
is to put a dent in the universe. My life goal is to make $1 trillion. Even if you make $1 trillion, you're not enjoying it. Your
Right.
mind is further out in the future. Say, hey, blah blah blah, right? You
But it's not like
never
you don't
in
start making goals. It's not like you stop making goals after you make $1 trillion too. You go, well, I want to make 10 now. I mean, it's
right.
a
So that's why I'm
like
saying
yeah,
you will never ever going to enjoy if you never be present. It's
right.
called present for a reason. It's called present because in the present, right? It's the only thing you have. It's the only thing that is true. It's the only thing that is most comfort. Because most of the time, if you say, "Well, forget it," if I don't think about the future, I don't say, "Hey, let's say, okay, what am I going to eat next month?" Right? Then you have no anxiety. You have no stress at all because you have enough in your fridge to last, and your body can go without food for at least a month,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
And
no,
so,
you're
so,
right.
so the thing is, when you're in the present, 95% of the time, you are in comfort. You're in a happy zone for most part. I say, well, I have my wife, I have my kids, I have, technology. I can talk to Chris. I can go do blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
right? This, like you say, is a gift for
It is.
you to get a
It
chance
really is. Yeah.
to meet some crazy ass dude just like yourself, to get on every day for 3.5 years and chat about
Whatever
God
the
know
fuck we're
who,
chatting about. Yeah.
God knows who's what, right? So it's not like I say, well, I'm gonna come into this meeting. I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to
Right.
have this goal. I want to learn something. I want to get more money. Blah blah blah. Right? You and I
Right.
never had that particular intent of taking something benefit from this
Never.
conversation. I said, hey, it'd be fun to talk to Chris. That
Yep.
is the joy. That is the present. Because when you come in with that mindset, it becomes a gift. Because if you are in the present of the gift, but you didn't accept the gift, meaning you think about the future, which most people do.
Hmm?
Majority of people would think about the future. A few people will think about the past, and a very, very, very few people be in the present,
Yep.
right?
I agree.
Because they get to the point where the meaning like when you are not in the flow, you're in the future, and then future creates
It's
anxiety.
exhausting. It's exhausting being in and not in the present too. Like I mean, I was telling my wife this right before we jumped on this. I was like, man, I'm really tired right now. Like there's just so many things that I'm doing and trying to coordinate, and my brain is constantly thinking about like, okay, I got to get this done, this done, this done, this done, this done, this done. The next like 3 days, 3 weeks, or 2 weeks. Like like the truth of the matter. This is such a timely conversation for me personally because
Mhm.
like I need to enjoy every day that I have to do this stuff because this is what I want to do. This is fun. Every day is fun. Like I'm having fun designing out, a food and beverage space
It's
in our
like the
office. I'm having
problem
fun
of the
doing the building.
privilege.
I'm having fun trying to find the money that I need to find. I'm having fun like doing all this stuff. But to your point, like it's like it's so easy to get stuck in the trap of going, well, if this doesn't work, then that won't work, then this won't work, then that won't work, and then I won't. Then who the fuck knows? Like are we
I mean, you think
closing up
about it.
shop?
If you take the approach the approach to this thing as if you're playing tennis. Oh, I hit the ball forehand and I curve my arm but wrist this way, right? Oh, it didn't
Right.
work. Well, how do I tweak it? If you
Try it again.
take it
Yeah.
from that perspective, it becomes a
Fun.
hellish of fun.
Yeah.
But most people, and like you included, me included, right? We tend to focus on getting something in the future, thinking about this now. Oh, we were worried that it don't work, that this don't work. Bottom line is, you and I both know that no baby has ever just stand up and walk.
Right.
I have said that over and over, and I would challenge anyone to show me that to show me
Ele
show me
elephants
that I'm
have
wrong. I
elephants do.
say baby. I say baby.
Baby human.
I'm
Human.
not an elephant, right?
Yeah,
I'm not an elephant.
a human. You're talking about no human has ever gotten up and walked.
Yes, that's what I meant. Baby human.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Well,
I would agree with
I'm
that. I
still
mean,
waiting for that because that's the thing is that is part of who we are. We have the adaptability gene. We are adapting, and that's our superpowers. And so adapting is what we do best, and we are basically are not fixed. And so like an elephant, you say, well, it can get up and walk because that's fixed into their thing. So because it's
right.
fixed into the
That's
thing,
how they,
nothing
yeah,
else can be
they have
morphed.
to.
It
Right.
can't flex anymore. But
Right.
because we are not, we allow ourselves to be flexed. Our brains is actually supposed to be flexed as well, so that it's enclosed inside of this thing, but it changes. Let's say you have like brain injury, where you get an accident, whatever.
Mhm.
Your brain function can shift to other part, and even can regrow some of the brain and the neurons
Right.
and it's incredible. And that's what we have,
Yeah.
we need to be able to understand that fact, understand who we are as a species, as an entity, and then use that to advantage to enjoy the life. Because I don't know about you, but if I don't enjoy the life, let's say you put me in prison because put me in prison in a 6 by 6 cell, that will create some kind of like a miracle somewhere. I was like, no, thank you. I don't fucking need that miracle,
Right.
even for me or for someone else, right? So
I don't
there's
want
no
it.
point in
uh,
putting a dent in the universe if you become miserable.
yep.
To
I
me,
totally agree.
this is what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is if you think if your purpose in life is to do something great, despite the fact that you're gonna suffer, right? And that and you agree to that and you understand that, I think you're an idiot.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know why I'm self-suffering, myself right now. I should be enjoying the I am it is a privilege to be able to try to do what I'm doing right now. Like, I mean, I've worked really hard. There's been a lot of um the universe, omens that have balls that are bouncing. I was writing about this morning.
I mean, the
With
thing is,
my
you're gonna get to play pickleball all day long, and your wife lets you.
right, right, yeah,
I
yeah. I
don't know
mean,
how much more do you want in terms of the universe is giving you so much opportunity. You think
right.
about it,
I get to go to
you
work and
spend
and be
seven
yeah,
days a week at a pickleball facility, and
right.
people come to play with you, right?
And pay
And
me
you
for
play
it. Yeah,
all day long and every
right.
day, right? And your wife say, "Yeah, where they go, husband?" I mean, think about that, right?
I mean, yeah,
Now, right, if you go, you play pickleball every night for like 2, 3 hours. Say, "Oh, Chris, you need to cut back," right?
yeah,
But
right,
now,
right.
right, this is something to celebrate.
Yeah,
I mean, that is like illogical in people's mind. You think about it,
no,
but
no, I agree.
depending on how you look at it, it is a gift. It's a gift that the universe has just put a bow tie on and just handed you. Say, hey, here you go. Here's opportunity. And you say, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm gonna have to do blah 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 blah. Right? Yeah, like I say, what
Who
how you
cares? It's
think
fun.
is
Yeah, I mean,
how
yeah,
you feel, right?
right.
So
Yeah, no, I
so
mean,
self inflicted misery is what I keep saying.
it's not this is such a time. Like, I mean, I can't stress this enough. This is such a timely reflection. This is why Yomo matters so much to me. This is why Yomo matters so much to Amelia and I. This is why it matters to, I think, to you, me and I, right? Like, or you and I. It's just it's great to stop and think and have somebody to do that with, you know. So I'm blessed to have two people to do that with every single day, with Amelia in the morning and you at night, right?
Hmm.
And get different perspectives and just reflect, like, you know, and have a conversation about life, you know, and enjoy it, like, you know, and enjoy something, learn something new, share with other people, meaningful relationships, you know. Like it's like the Darren Hardy, don't miss the point kind of thing, right? You know, it's don't miss the point. I mean, this is
Exactly. This is the point of this
this
reflection
is the
today
point,
is
right?
the present is a gift, right?
Right. Don't miss
Like
the point. Like,
receive it. Don't ignore it and be in the future. The present is here. It's right
right,
here. It's right in front of you. It's right under your nose. And all
right,
you have to do is accept it. Say, okay, I received this
right.
gift. Right? And you use a gift. Whatever
You
that
do.
is, use a gift. You have this time to talk with a friend. You have the time to shoot the breeze. You know, you and I shoot the breeze all, every day for 3.5 years. I mean, the thing is, to
Right.
me, it is amazing to even think about. We did it 3.5 years.
Yeah. That's fucking wild. I mean, that's really wild. That is really, it's almost mind blowing. Honestly, you know, it's yeah. I mean, and every one of those conversations has been a gift, in my opinion. I mean, it's and the best part is they keep compounding on each other, right? Like, I mean, like if you would have told me 3.5 years ago when I met you that I was that this what I'm doing right now and what you and I are trying to do with, you know, the building the technology out for the and Clubany and the stuff that we've done with, you know, the Clubany Light program and the Core Values Quest and all the and 346, you know, podcasts. You would have told me 3.5 years ago that would have been what we would have done that we were gonna do in the next 3.5 years. That would have been like, I don't I don't know how the
Yeah,
fuck we got to that point in time, you
basically, you
know.
come to me and say, "Hey, True, we're gonna meet every day for an
Yeah,
hour
we'll figure it out.
after work, right at night, and we're gonna just talk about life, right?
Right.
And we're gonna do this recording and we're on YouTube and blah. I mean, there will be nothing will come out of it.
Nothing.
It's like
No way. No, there's
me
no
every
way. I mean,
day, me every day,
no,
really?
there's no way. Like
No
we would have
way.
done no way. But honestly, when I look back on the totality of it, and right now, you know, because we're
Hmm.
not trying to look back in the past or into the future, like just enjoying the conversation. Every single time that we've had an opportunity to get together, I've always enjoyed it. Like I don't think there's ever been a single time where I've walked away and I've been like, that motherfucker. Like, why am I talking to this fucking asshole? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never even in my wildest imagination, you know, or wildest dreams, like left this conversation not feeling more energized than when I came in. You know,
Right.
like without a doubt. It has never happened, and that is a gift every single time, right? And I should never ever take that for granted because we don't know if we're going to do this for forever. This could be the last time that you and I talk about you know, do a Yomo,
Well,
and this could be
nothing's forever.
yeah,
Nothing's
right,
forever. That's what I'm saying is your life's not forever. But like at the same time, this is why we say, well, if our life is not forever, we shouldn't be wasting it on doing things we don't like.
right,
So maximize the time you have, right? So you and I have this gift, which is we are able to do these, and our wives is allowing us to do this
right.
this thing, right? And it's a blessing just to have
Yep,
our wives say, hey, okay, you do what you do, and every day at night for
yeah,
an hour and a half, and I leave you alone. And I know that you like to talk to this guy for whatever reason. I don't know who
yeah.
he is, but you like to talk to him. That's fine, but at least you're
Honestly,
happy about it.
Felicia, I swear to you, at this point in time, like whenever I'm not up here, like with you,
Uh-huh.
whenever we have like days that we don't, you know, we have to miss for whatever reason, she's almost like, what are you doing? Like, I kind of like she enjoys her own time, you know, of just getting work done, watching whatever she wants to watch, you know, not being
Uh-huh.
around me, like, you know what I mean? It's like now it's become such a habit where it's you know, it's
It's kind of
awkward and weird
awkward, kind of
yeah, when
awkward
I'm
and
around,
weird.
like,
So,
what are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to be here. Like, you know,
uh,
but anyway, all right. That's kind of that's all the thoughts that I have on this one. Any final thoughts for you?
Right, like I said, I want to emphasize that the present, it is something that people take for granted. And I think that it's a shame that we do that, and me included. But you and I have learned over the years through this journey that, this is something we need to be paying more attention to. Like you say, the present is all we possess, right? You don't have the past, you don't have the future because the future is not guaranteed. You and
Yep.
I could leave life today. right? Tomorrow, who knows? And we may not even talk tomorrow, because
Right.
that's the thing is we want to make sure that we enjoy the conversation today versus, hey, I'm gonna wait next week. I'm gonna have a fun conversation with Chris. Today I'm going to eat the fucking frog and I'm gonna do blah 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 whatever, right? Same thing is, we don't need to put a dead in the universe because there's no point. So we don't need to put pressure on ourselves to do a certain thing in a certain way in a certain time frame. So a lot of things, hey, do the thing you like. You're going to enjoy you're going to enjoy the journey. That's why they say life is a journey and not destination. That's exactly what we mean. So it's to kind of highlight some of the meaning of what some of these things. When these things is true, but a lot of time we don't understand what it means when it say, hey, life is not a destination, right? Life is a journey, and that's a
Right.
destination. Okay, it sounds good, but nah, it doesn't really. It's not a deep understanding what that means. But
Right.
through these reflection, we say, well, presence all you have, right? So present is really, really a precious gift. Very,
It
very
is. Yeah.
precious. If you really understand it, this is so much more precious than anything you have, right?
It is.
Because
It's the most
you don't have
precious thing
any
you have.
because you
Like,
don't
I
have
mean,
anything.
what
Because
you don't
because
have
if you
anything
think about it,
tomorrow.
you don't have anything.
Right. I
You
don't know
don't
what
have
tomorrow
anything. You
is.
don't
Yeah.
have the money because money is transitory.
Right.
Your possession is transitory. Your relationship is transitory. Your life is transitory, right? So
It's
the only thing you have is the present. So the thing is, even the reflection you say, it is very, very deep if you understand what it means, because they say the present is all we have, right? It's all we
Yep.
possess. And so does that mean, do you really believe that? Because say, well, I have a shirt, I have hair, I have whatever. That means you don't really understand what it means, because I'm saying is everything you have is transitory. Like my hair right now, right?
Right.
I could be
It's
bald in the next two
it's cha-
years,
it's everything's moving. I mean, like, do you
right?
remember the reflection from I think it was the Stephen Hawking book, A Brief History of Time.
Hmm.
Where the universe is always in motion, right? Like, everything is
Right.
always expanding, or eventually it'll start to reverse and it'll start to contract, but like you said, like you've said this analogy before of the river, right? Like, you never stand in the same spot in a river twice, because it's always moving. Like, there's never I will never, like, when I'm 80 years old, I can guarantee you that I will look back on this time of my life and go, man, that was wild. Like, what that was such a fun, experience. Like,
I
getting
mean,
to talk to
looking
True every
looking
night,
back,
getting to build out
looking
this
back at
facility. Like,
at the past 2 years, like the
right,
first
yeah,
two
I mean,
years,
all of
right?
it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
I mean, the thing is, it's something that I don't think that you can get anywhere else,
No, I
because
mean, you can't, like,
the
I
the
mean,
the mindset the mindset that I have today, it is on a solid foundation. No one can stress me out, right? I don't really care what happen. Like,
right,
no one can. You can pile all the work onto me, and I say okay, because for me it's like, okay, I'm gonna dodge this one. I'm gonna get this one. I like this one. I'll grab this one, right?
right,
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna pile everything and I'm gonna get buried. I'm
right.
not gonna get buried because I've got to the point where my mind and my skills. It's like Neo
I'm gonna do first things first. I mean, it's what it.
from the Matrix, right? All the
Right.
bullets come here, and he say, "Well, okay, I see the bullet just come." Right?
Well, but it's first things first, right? I mean, it's like, the day that I don't have this conversation with Amelia in the morning, with whatever book that we're doing. Like, we've been doing this. Our new book this year has been two books, actually. We're doing 366 Days of Tennis, and we're
Hmm.
doing The Daily Dad. So it's another Ryan Holiday book, but it's about,
Okay.
reflections on being a dad,
All
every
right.
single day, right? So we mix it up. If I have like a match day or something like that, or if I just want to think about tennis, I'll do that. If I'm the other stuff, I just do. But my point, what I was getting at, was every day that I don't do that, which has never happened, honestly, ever since the day that Amelia's been born. So this is well, I can tell you. My my mouse work. What the hell? There. Every day that since Amelia's been born, it's been 1,174 days plus 121. So what is that? 1,295 days. 1,295 days. in a row that
Mhm.
her and I have got together, that we've, read the reflections, like either Darren Hardy, whatever, did, wrote some thoughts about it, right? Every fucking day that I don't do that, I can't get that back, right? Like every day that you and I don't, this is why I think I hate it when we miss these things so much. Because every day that we don't do this stuff, like it's like I can't get that back. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what we would have talked about that day. I don't know what stupid ass conversation we would end up having that was
Yeah,
fun and
completely. I
energizing.
mean, it changed. I
Right?
mean, if you had a time machine and you and I come back to the day that we missed, and we would talk about something, the future would be completely different.
Totally different. 100%. I mean, like what I'm doing right now, like, just so happened to be the universe, the omens, whatever, they said, hey, this job's over, like, and like it was in the exact same time that I've been doing all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, like this is what I have to do. Like, I mean, I mean, my new job started the day that my old job ended. Like, and I mean, and it wasn't like I had to think about it. It was like, well,
Mhm.
you're in this is you were already doing that anyway. Like, but to your point, like things happen for I can't change what's happening in my life, right? Like things are going to happen to you. But what I
Mhm.
can control is what do I do every single day and what matters to me, and try my best to do that every day. And every day that I miss that, I can't get it back. I mean, it's not like I can just reach back and go, oh, I'll make up for. Well, True and I will just do like 5 Yomos tomorrow or something like that. Like that's not how it works. Like
That's not
it's
how it
not
works.
how it works, right?
Right.
Like yeah,
It's like when I remember we talked in the past when Nico was here. Like a lot of time people say I was deprived of sleep. And people say, well, you can
yeah,
catch up
right.
on your sleep.
Catch
Say,
up
no,
with
you
sleep, right?
cannot catch
Yep,
up on your sleep. Whatever you lost is lost. You can write and correct your
right.
cadence of sleep. You can write up your sleep. You cannot catch up on your sleep. So same thing with life. You cannot catch up on life. It already
Yep.
happened, right? So you can go back to the past. You can go forward to the future. The present is all you have. So that is something. I think we really stress that about the importance of, okay, what's more important for me to do right now? Is
Stuff that
it
you care about the most. I mean,
is
that's
it
what
making money?
like
Is it
right.
making money? Is it going out and chew somebody's ear out? Right?
Right.
Is that important for you? The most important thing for you today or not? Right? And so that's the
Yep.
thing is, you cannot catch up on anything because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yep. Exactly. And like there's no making up for it, Like I mean, this is probably the number one lesson that Amelia taught me, is
Mhm.
like, you know, if you are alive, if you are blessed to be able to be alive, whatever you want to call that, in this world, being a physical entity that's, you know, navigating their way through the world. I don't know, whatever you want to define that as. I don't know. You have to make the most of it. Like, I mean, it is that is
You
your
should.
duty. Like
You
that is
should
that
make the
is
most of it, man. And that's
that
what I'm saying is, if you want to be philosophical and all the, kind of like impressive, say, hey, I'm here to put a dent in the universe. I'm going to discover Mars and blah blah blah. Well, the thing is,
that's not making the most of your life. That's not
you're
making the most
not.
of your life.
You're
That's
not.
that's actually missing the point, honestly. Like that's and I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying that that's what people think is like, oh, make the most of your each day. Well, that means I need to go jump out of an airplane every day or like go whatever. No, that's not what we're saying at
But this
all.
is
Like
the majority of the so-called gurus out there say, well, you gotta spend all of your time think about how you can make the next dollar, and then make next
no,
million, and next billion, right? This is being like pounded into people's head
it
through
is.
so many channels of social media, so many channels of TVs and podcasts. This is what they're pounding into your head.
Right.
Spend all of your time, as much time as you can, like that you don't, pass away,
Right.
as much time into making the next $100,000, whatever. That is what they're advocating. And
Right.
to me, that is super, super sad because
It is because you never get to enjoy it. Like you never get to enjoy what you've been building. Like when you're constantly thinking into the future all the time. It's very much so goes back to
and then
Vix with
people
Morrie.
say, and then they say, happiness is elusive because once you get to one point, you want to next and one. Well, the thing is, that is the problem, right? Because the thing is,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna make $1 million. Oh, I'm gonna make 10 million. Oh, I'm gonna make 100 million. Oh, I'm gonna make a billion. I'm making a trillion, right? That's the
That's
thing is,
that's
if
the one thing
you
about
if
humans.
you
Yeah.
miss the point, if you miss the point. The point isn't to get somewhere. The
Right.
point is
Yes.
to enjoy the thing because
Enjoy
the
and
flower,
enjoy.
right?
Yeah. Right.
The
You
flower
can
when
keep
it
moving. The stream keeps moving, but you can enjoy each part of the stream, right? Like, I mean, and that's okay. Like it's
enjoy where
there
you
for you.
are. And
Exactly.
that's the
Enjoy where
point
you
because
are. Right. Yeah.
when you say, well, when I get to let's say I get to $100, I get $100 in my hand. Shit, enjoy the $100. I can't wait till they make $1,000. And then the guy say, well, $1,000, we're gonna wait until you make $100,000, right? And so on and so forth. And that's the thing is you don't understand, right? The I guess your human physiology it
It's the
drives
molecule
you
more.
you got to understand who you are. If a beaver must damn, like, you do the damn. Don't go say, I want to be this majestic fucking eagle, and I want to be the king of the jungle, the lion. I want to be the fucking like cool cheetah, and blah blah blah. Right? If you're not, you're not. Right? If you are and you like it, great. But don't look for something who you are not. Don't try to be right. Don't become something you want to be. Become who you gotta be. Right?
Yep.
Regardless of what it is. If you're a fucking mouse, then be happy as a mouse. I mean, because you can't change that. Change the thing you can change. Don't dwell on the things you
Don't
can't
even
change.
worry about that
Right?
shit. Like it's just not even worth worrying about. Like it's
It's like you keep telling me,
yeah.
hey, true. Because I'm telling you, like, I hate become this quote unquote leader. I hate them. I don't want to. Right? And you say, hey, true, you can do it. I don't care. I don't want to.
Well, you do lead. You lead yourself every single day, and
That's what I'm
that's what a
saying
real
is
leader
I
is,
don't
you
give a
know?
shit.
Like, well, that's kind of the truth is like a real leader doesn't actually there was a book that I just finished recently. It was about God, hang on a second. I gotta
But the thing is, when somebody say a leader, it implies that it's a follower,
right, well, hang on, hang on.
and that image,
Oh,
it kind of
the moral animal, the one that Snow asked me to read. So he said, um, the Navajo, the Navajo Indians. He said, no, nobody actually in the Navajo tribes seek leadership because if they do, they're not trusted because they become leaders based on what they do. Like, people inherently say, oh, that person is somebody that I want to follow because I like that they know how to be an expert basket weaver or something like that, or farmer or hunter or whatever their trade is, and people are like, I respect that. I want to go follow you. But if you seek leadership, and if you're the
yeah,
person
because
that's out there that's trying to say
I don't
I'm
want
a
people.
leader, they're like that's a weird dude. Don't trust that guy. You know what I mean?
But
Or that.
that's our society though.
Yeah,
Our
no, it
society
is.
is
It's
all.
very much
I
so.
mean,
I'm a
the
leader. I'm a
reason
leader.
the reason why
I'm
I'm
your
saying
leader.
that is because in school, like in the current school my kids go to, it's like you gotta have leadership class. Like, fuck, no, everybody
What the hell is a
can't be a
leadership class?
princess. That's what they have, a leadership class. When your kids come in middle school, they have leadership class that you have to
What the hell
take,
does that
right?
even mean? What is a leadership class?
I don't know. It's one
They're
of those
teaching
things
you
that
how to be a leader
I
of what?
guess
Like
I don't know.
all right, let's not get down this road because we could do that down all day long. All right. We started early tonight. Let's end a little bit
Let's
early
end
tonight.
10 minutes early.
Yeah.
we
So we
start
can.
we start 30 minutes early. Let's 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 end 20 minutes later.
Right. All right. We're cutting off. All right. So the question we can leave for everybody is, are you valuing today for the gift that it is? That's an important question and one that you should ask yourself every day, I think, and also remember the perfect day is ordinary, right? It doesn't have to be extraordinary. It doesn't have to be something that was some wild adventure that happened today. Like just having a
It's
conversation with
not
your
about
friend
it doesn't
is
have to
ordinary.
be. It isn't.
It isn't, right? Like those
It's not
days
just
are
doesn't
the
have to be.
the
It
right.
isn't. Bottom line is if it's not ordinary, right? Then that particular piece is like an outlier. And that
Yeah,
cannot
you're right.
be what you want.
It's not. I mean, you could enjoy it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you sell your business for $100 million on that one day, that's one day of your life that you sold your business for $100 million that day, right? Next day is what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, yes,
But you
there
think
are
about
gonna
it. You think about it when you sell your business for $100 million, your emotions going through the roof. It's unstable.
it is. I mean, yeah, those days, those extraordinary days
And then
are
your mind
unbalanced.
is going crazy about okay. how do I get it? You know, how do I detect it? Is people gonna steal it? People
What
are
do I do
gonna
with this?
scam
Yeah,
me out
like
of it? And
what do
how
I do
do
next?
is it
What do I do
real? You know,
tomorrow? Yeah,
blah blah blah. You know, how to put in the bank? How do I spend it? You know, how to let people know? But like you're completely
discombobulated.
in this
Yeah,
stress
yeah,
zone just
right.
because you have something that can't be good. You can't really enjoy that. You
I
can't.
agree.
I mean, the thing is, you say, well, yeah, that's really good because I think all the blah blah good stuff, but no, your brain doesn't work that way. You think about good stuff, you think about bad stuff too, because think, okay, how all this money? Well, somebody's gonna kidnap me. You're gonna, gonna tie me out and take me and blah blah blah, and you
But
know,
that's why you got to stay in the present, even when you sell, that moment. Like, you got to stay in the
yeah.
present
I
and
mean,
enjoy for what it is.
it's
Like,
there. It's I mean, whatever it is, it's there. The money's there. Whatever, it's there. But
yep,
today, what is the best thing I can do today?
agreed.
I cannot stress that enough, right? And so that is what got to keep you from I don't run for train concept because
Yep,
things will happen, Chris, whether or not you think it does. Let's say you put your head and said, does the world still spin at 800 miles per hour? It still does.
yeah,
So even you have all these meetings that come to you, well, the earth will still spin at 800 miles per hour.
yeah,
So that's my point is that whatever that you do, you have to be present. The more you're present, the less you're gonna have anxiety because you don't see the other thing. Like let's say you have meetings. Okay, I have 10 meetings, right? Well, the only meeting I have right now is one because the other meeting won't happen until
true.
next hour or whatever. You don't even think about it. Like my thing is let it come. You deal with it when it gets there.
But yep,
The next right step, bird by
yep,
bird. That
bird
is
by bird.
how you keep your sanity. That's how you keep from getting stressed out
And enjoying what you're doing. Like,
and enjoy. Because if
yeah,
you
yeah,
if you
yeah.
are completely, you
Right.
know,
When your
you know,
mind's in another place, well, if I was thinking right now about all the things I had to do tomorrow, like I would never enjoy this,
yeah,
conversation. I'd
because
be
you
like,
go
my
and you
God, I just
play
got to go to bed. I'm so
a
tired.
pickleball match, and then you think about
Yep.
okay, the lights and the software and
Right.
talking this guy, like Chris, where you at?
Chill
It's like
out. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Why are you out here doing something that you like to do and wasting your time? Like, why would you do that? Like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my days. All right. That's it. We're done. All right.
right,
Everyone.
okay.
Good night. All right. Have a good night.
All right, see you
See you
guys.
tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.